This is Duncan Braithwaite with the Ethics Hour. So, university fees have risen again, and many people assume that this will mean a drop in student numbers. But surprisingly, some might say, applicant numbers are in fact rising. An ever-increasing number of school leavers is valuing the importance of a university education. That means that a huge proportion of young people will start their professional lives in debts mounting to £20,000 or £30,000. Which begs the question, is a university education really worth it? We're inviting you to call in and give us your views. And we have our first caller on the line now, Debbie Rush. What are your views on a university education?
Well, I got a degree back when university education was free, and I have to say that, although I had a great time and all that, I don't think it benefited me in my career in the slightest. I mean, so few of us actually end up in a job that utilizes the facts that we pick up in education. And in hindsight, I don't think I would have. Well, I wouldn't recommend university to a young person as a great way to start off in life these days. It will get them into too much debt, and it just isn't worth the investment. I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong. I had a wonderful time and I learned all sorts of life lessons. And I made lots of mistakes and I learned from it. And I wouldn't trade that experience in for the world. But in the long run, I don't think that it really benefits you. Career-wise, that is.
Thank you, Debbie, for your thoughts. I have to say, I've heard a number of my own friends voicing similar views. Let's listen to caller 2. That's Josie Crane. Josie.
Well, I also studied a few years ago, and granted, I didn't have to fork out the sort of money that students these days have to, but I would never suggest that someone who is intelligent and has the aptitude for university study, I would never recommend that they stay away because universities offer so much. I mean, it's not just about the lectures and the seminars and the study skills. It's also about meeting like-minded people, not just students, but people who are real authorities on the subject, and having debates and discussions late into the night and really exploring something that interests you. It's the only chance you ever get to do that. Once you start a career, there are no more opportunities for that sort of thing unless you make it happen. So yes, higher education gets my vote every time. Oman.
Positive words from Josie there. Let's hear from caller 3, Paul Weston. Paul. Well, I don't know about university, but I left school at 16. Got an apprenticeship with a local building firm, and picked up some skills along the way. And then, when I was in my early 20s, I did a part-time course at the local techie, and I paid for it myself, out of my earnings. And I never got into debt like the kids do nowadays. And I bought my own house when I was 23. And I tell you, I see some kids who have been to university and done postgraduate courses too, got masters and PhDs coming out of their ears. But get them to wire a plug and they haven't a clue. I think you learn just as much and you get a lot more nows from just getting on with it. I mean, university is supposed to prepare you for life, innit? But nothing prepares you more than just getting a job and doing it. An interesting response from Paul Weston there. Caller 4, Amanda Pryor. What's your opinion on the subject?
Well, I understand what people are saying about how university doesn't always give you the useful facts that you need in everyday life, or the skills for a particular job. But I think it opens up opportunities, not just in jobs, because whether you like it or not, some jobs just are only open to graduates, and HR departments who get a huge pile of application forms for a job, well, they're not even going to give someone a look in if they don't have a degree. If that's their prerequisite, I mean. But it's not just that. I think university opens up the world to you. because you stop thinking like a member of your little neighbourhood or your corner of your town or city, and you become more worldly. And you meet people from all sorts of backgrounds, and they influence you. And I think they just make you a more fully rounded person. And some people say, well, your university of life gives you as good an education as any real university. But I don't think it does, actually.
Thank you, Amanda. And I think we have time for just one caller before we play some music. Caller 5, that's Ralph Jordan. What would you like to say?
Well, personally, I don't know what everyone's talking about here. Education isn't just about getting a job. University isn't a job training workshop. We're privileged to have in this country, and in other countries too, of course, a long and rich academic culture. And this culture has brought us a wealth of great minds, I'm not just talking about the famous inventors and politicians among the university alumni, the ones they like to boast about on their prospectuses, but also the managers, the teachers, judges, lawyers, executives, everyday people. But everyday people who have been able to use their experience and learning and understanding to the benefit of others. And to ask the question, is it worth it? Well, that seems to just demean the whole process, really, if you understand me. And if you can't see the value of a university education, then maybe you shouldn't be going anyway.
Thank you, Ralph. Well, it's already turning into a fascinating debate. We'll hear more views on this topic after